past year has taught me quite a bit about changing the way I look at situations. And I use this because a horse sees only through one eye, whereas both of our eyes work together. So when you are a horse, your right eye is seeing the right side of your body around towards the tail and sees nothing on its left side. In contrast, the left side sees nothing on the right side of the body, but only the left. Sometimes I think as humans, we see others' lives that way as well, and we see it only from the lens that we choose to see it in. This past year, I've met people who have gone through 3 abortions. I've met others who have had 2 miscarriages in a very short amount of time. I actually met one lady who had 10 miscarriages and has 3 live children today. I've met a couple of people who have had such severe car accidents that they've been in a coma for a month or longer and had to rebuild their life as they came out of that coma. I've met people who have lost children to drugs in their teen or early adult years. I've known ladies who have left a 20-year marriage with nothing, no job, 2 months of money in their pocket, and a car, no prospects of getting a job, and no way to earn money because they've stayed at home to raise their children. And if you could pick one of those situations to identify with and own today and put yourself in those shoes, probably no one in the room has been through any of those situations, or I hope you have not. But I think as we meet people like that, we tend to judge why they're in that situation. Was it their fault that they were in that situation? Perhaps we even tend to judge if they've caused some of it themselves or why they've made decisions that they've made to come out of that situation. So looking from your lens and your perspective, you're only looking through one eye, just as the horse does, because you're only seeing that situation through what you can understand from their perspective. If you can truly put yourself in that situation and dig deeper and try to understand where they're coming from, their foundational beliefs, their challenges, their circumstances, and the options that they've had in each of those situations that I mentioned to you, perhaps you can take both eyes and establish some compassion, some empathy. Stop being so judgmental. Look at their motives and look at the options that they had in that very moment. Pick any of those situations. Perhaps it's the parent who's lost an adult child to drugs. Perhaps it's a woman that's been through 10 miscarriages. Whatever situation you can most identify with, pick one. And the probability is that based on that situation in that moment, that person probably could see only 2 or 3 choices that they had to move from that situation to go beyond and start climbing and living a life of their dreams. So when you begin to use both eyes and both perspectives together, it gives you a broader picture and more empathy as to what that person's gone through. One example that just happened to me this week, I'm dealing with an aging mother and not dealing with it too well, actually. My daughter, on the other hand, is dealing with it much better than I. And I was speaking to her yesterday about this, and she says, "Mom, Grandma's just feeling lonely right now."